All right, big review here today at Total Toy Recon. We are going to be dealing with the Mondo release of the animated series Magneto. That's right, one of the most popular cartoon released ever by Marvel. Big 90s show. Mondo has made an incredible 12-inch action figure of Magneto. Now, if you go back and look at some of our older reviews, we do have a review of Wolverine. Yes, we did do Wolverine. There is also a Jubilee out there. So hopefully we will see some more characters coming through Mondo. What I love about this artwork and box, it's so cool. It's already it's always about the box, which is great. The packaging design here is by Gabe Shishon. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong, but Gabe Shishon. He did the designing of it, but the package artwork is by Dan Vissenmeyer. So really cool stuff. We'll get into it. We'll open it up, of course, and then we'll talk about all the great special features that go into it. But, you know, I'm going to run through a couple quick images right now of what we're going to get inside this box, so you have a concept of what it is. And I wish I could just cue the X-Men music, but I can't. Okay, so we're back. I got the bag off and everything. We're going to just do a quick kind of turn around. I wish I had a bigger camera here, but as you can see, we've got young Magneto. We've got concept art right up here. I love all this show 1499-76. We've got art dates, May 13th, 1992. All kinds of cool things that were just concept art. Everything that's right in here. They really did a fantastic job, as they usually do. But one thing that I love about this, and if you're an in-the-box collector, and I'm going to push it back there, I'll even zoom out here a little bit. If you're an in-the-box collector, Mondo, and I've done several of these, not just, you know, the Wolverine that I mentioned before. I've done the Creature from the Black Lagoon. I've done some of the He-Mans. Well, I should say Masters of the Universe releases. But they add magnets here on the side, which for Magneto is actually really, really cool. And then we can open them up, and then we can see what he looks like on the inside. So we do have the different heads of Magneto, which is just fantastic. So we have the evil Morph portrait right here. We've got Magneto without the helmet, Magneto with the helmet, and Magneto with a beard. Oh, yeah. So, plus we just have him with the helmet and everything. I mean, it's just great sense of the character here. And then over here on the side, they always have this tissue paper, which is, I find fascinating because it's packed so beautifully that they have this whole thing here. This is a complete detail about Magneto by Eric Leward and Julia Lewad. I'm horrible at pronouncing names. I just learned how to say Loki not too long ago. I was on a podcast. This guy hated me because I would always say it wrong. So we're going to open him up a little bit further and keep diving into the different layers that Mondo does with these releases. All right, so I've peeled them away from the box, and now we have what I call the clam shells or the plastic coffins, and there's layers to this. And Mondo does this quite often. And as you turn it sideways, you can see that each layer is containing another layer. So we can do the back side here. We have the circles that are just, you know, the Magneto. We have those. You can see all the different hands. Now, some of the hands have magnets in them. Of course they would. I had the Ian McKellen Magneto from the old, I want to say Toy Biz line. I don't even remember what line did that, from when they first released the X-Men movie. And he had a magnet in his foot and a magnet in his hand, and I thought that was the coolest thing ever. But we do have a Mondo stand, which is fairly better than the last one we did. I believe it was He-Man, and the stand was in the back. It just kind of fell out. So we have this right here. I love these. Now, most people are like, eh, but if you've got an awkward surface, if you don't, you know, you want them to stand, you want them to look awesome, it's great to have the stand. Plus, and as you saw in the montage at the beginning, we have lots of different little pieces of Magneto's, bending cables and wires and crushing things. My personal favorite is the watch. I only saw a picture of it, so we'll get to it. But I'm going to show you the front side of this now. So here's, you can see we have the hands. We have some metal junk that he's put together to throw. The hands are just fantastic. And we have open hands. Hands that are just and we've got fingers and fists. It's great. Now it's odd because I'm looking at the base here, and we're not getting the typical Mondo design on the bottom. It's just black. So there's nothing here that just really says Mondo like so many of the others that we have. So let's slide this back. For me, it's all about the figure. The accessories are great, but I really want to see the cape of all things. So as we bring this up, here's a little bit closer, but you know, we're going to peel these layers back. This is not taped, but we do have certain little like doodads over here on the sides that keep it pushed in. And I will do my best to, we'll accessorize him to a point, but it's all about the figure. Accessories are great. Oh, yeah. Ooh. We've got multiple heads here. We'll get to the heads in a second. There's so many details here. It's just fantastic. So, ooh. And you got that new paint smell. You do the smell test. So we've got a bag over his legs. And we've got bag over the cape. I mean, they really don't want any of this. This is all has to be done by hand. They really don't want any of it to be ruined, which is just fantastic. And he's a little bit awkward, but he's all, I mean, no, actually he's not awkward. Oh, wow. He stands fantastically. There we go. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm going to have some extra pictures. I'm going to do a couple of close-ups and such so that we can definitely take a look at this Magneto on the close-up. And you know what? I'm going to bring it in just a little bit. Just, I mean, if you're watching, you're drooling. This thing is amazing. The colors are what make it amazing. He's really intense. Let's do a little flip around here. I mean, in the cartoon series, which you can watch on Disney Plus, by the way, it really just, they've captured that palette of colors, like the black here, the purple lines. And then when you have like, you want to highlight stuff, here's the light purple. We have it in the boots here, but then here is like the dark shadow of the red on the side. So it's still the red, but it's the shadow of it. It doesn't look as if the cape is removable, but we do have nice joints here on the ankles to get them in. We can bend the knees if we have to. The brilliant part about having a stand for Magneto is that you can actually point his toes down and then make him hover. So he would be like flying like he would be in the cartoon series. So we're going to we'll attempt to do a head swap right now. All right, we'll get out the heads. All right, we're back. So what we're going to do is I will show you the head that was on the figure and look at the details here. The chin, shadow there, shadow here on the nose, very nice. And then the shadows just under the eyes, a little sullen, but the white eyebrows coming through. Excellent, really cool design. Now here is, and the other two helmets are nice, but the ones that really appeal to me are Magneto here with the blue coming through to give the highlights from the colors from the series again. Magneto without the helmet. The okay, so an early criticism right now, and trust me, I think it's awesome. I think it's fantastic. I love it. Having the helmet to put under his arm without anything in it would have been a nice touch. However, obviously letting the hair flow, really nice. I think this will be the first one we put on. And then we have Morph's head. So we have this one right here. So that, you know, the Eric Leshner like portrait is nice. So you got that. But the evil Morph portrait, really just a great detail. So technically you are getting more than one figure. You are actually getting Morph as well as Magneto. So let's do this one first. Nice. I mean, that is, I mean, that's the character right there. That's the Magneto that you love, you want to see it, you want to live it, you want to breathe it. Oh, sorry. It's a little, as you know, in most of my reviews, my surface is a little uneven, but really just great detail. Now I'm going to add, we'll do the Morph head next. Ooh, so with Morph, the purple is great in the eyes that we have. Great purple, except I like the hair. The hair really gives it doesn't make the neck look as big. And so does the helmet for some reason. The helmet coming down here on the side doesn't make the neck look as, oh, maybe it's not so bad. It's just, maybe it's such a contrasting color for Morph that it just doesn't quite sync as well. The purple's good. It's matching this purple here and this purple here, but it's just not quite selling it for me. So let's give the hands a whirl, all right? All right, so we're a little bit further away with the arms, but I've got all the hands out. And what I want to do is beforehand, I want to make sure they actually work. So all the hands with magnets in them have a little circle. So we're going to do this. So you can see the little circle right there. And then what fascinates me is from a X-Men Magneto, big fan of Magneto, is that there's another reciprocal magnet right there. So that's what we're getting. So that's what we're doing. And you kind of wish that maybe it is down the road that Spider-Man is the next step for the Mondo, the 12-inch line. I mean, you want him to do a couple of X-Men, but what they could really do with Spider-Man from that line, especially if we're looking at stuff like this, is fantastic. So let's get this hand on, okay? All right, the hand went on with no problem, and then we're just going to go boop. That is fantastic. Now, as I said, he's got lots of really, really cool accessories. We've got this one right here, which is the one with the watch. I had mentioned that a little earlier. I want to know if it's like hard plastic or it's rubbery. It's kind of rubbery. We've got the magnet here, so there's the watch I was talking about. So we'll take the circle off. And there's, by the way, there's two sets of the circles, so you can do either one. And then I kind of want to give props to, again, give it to Mondo. They did a really nice job. He is well balanced to actually hold that craziness up there in his hand. It's pretty neat. It's definitely different. And what I like is that we've also got like what I kind of call like the Doc Ock tentacle that's kind of here. It's bendy, it's rubbery. This way you could do him hovering with the two hands. You could change multiple heads. I mean, you literally could make about 8 different versions of this and just enjoy how he is, what he can do, the look, the feel of it, all of it. Now, sadly for you, Magneto here, this is the timed edition. He was $225. He is currently sold out, so you're going to have to look on the secondary market. The regular version is out there. He is on pre-order, and he's only $215. So what's the difference? What's the difference? What's the difference? Just solely based on the two images, you're not getting the Morph head. You're definitely not getting that. So that's one of the big differences is the Morph head. You know, is that really, you know, does that really float your boat? Is that what, is that enough for you, to sway you? You know, it could be, it could not be, but this one, that's why this one is different. So I would like to thank Mondo for sending this out to us so that we could enjoy looking at it, playing with it, getting a really cool sense of, you know, what they're doing, what they're bringing to the next level. I wish that I would have been able to get Mr. Freeze or Batman from back in the day. They are just fantastic. And they on the secondary market, they're through the roof. So I really am. And I am more of a Marvel guy. But when it comes to cartoons, I'm more of a DC guy. So it's kind of a weird thing. But great cartoon series. Watch it all on Disney Plus if you've not discovered it. Or just need to rewatch. This is Bob from Total Toy Recon. Thanking Mondo and thanking you. Please subscribe to my channel. Also, please subscribe to my Instagram where I do all kinds of toy finds. I'm always finding stuff in my attic. And I'm always out looking for toys and what's the best deal. Thank you.